What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're gonna do some work on Klaus. He was in Florida pressurizing the coolant system and was doing it for like 2 days after the event. So I figured, pop the head gasket, we did something wrong. She got hot real quick. It's like I do this all the time. But since he's been in Toledo, we've been doing burnouts. And everything's working just fine. Like even that massive burnout we did in the shop over here. Like, Chris, did you see any coolant on the ground at all? No. Yeah.
No coolant, no spray, no nothing.
And I don't know if it's still pressurized. I didn't pop it.
The mountain.
A little bit of pressure, but for what I did, it's nothing. So we're gonna actually start pulling them apart because we're going to get the trans sent out to either Tick Performance or Granis. They're both gonna take like 2 months, so we gotta make that decision. And we're just gonna refresh the engine and check it out anyways. And since we're like 3 or 4 months from race season, I'm gonna pull it apart and get started. All right, guys, got it all taken apart. You saw we started off by taking out the front bumper for Klaus. We made that removable after the accident before. Take out the radiator core support, got in here, started tearing into it, and I went ahead, I didn't have it on camera, I just had the parts laying around, so I did the compression check. All the cylinders are about 180, 185 PSI, which is great, except for one of them's at like 165, which that's not concerning at all. That could be a simple scratch or nick in a valve that's just causing it to be a little bit lower. But those are very high numbers, so compression's great. That means no bent rods or anything. Next, I am going to do a leak down test. And to do that, I'm just gonna pull off the intake anyways and the rockers, so then that way the valves are closed. And what a leak down test does is as you're forcing air into it, it's measuring how much air is leaking out of it, so you can tell if there's bad piston rings, a hole in the cylinder wall, or something if it's leaking air. Just ruling out a bunch of things, make sure nothing's wrong with it before I get the motor sent out and we get it refreshed and get it up for the season. But I'm gonna get back to work and get this taken apart. Got some work done. We are ready for the leak down tester, which is this bad boy right here. You've seen on other videos, I've used it. Set this thing to 0, plug in your air into your spark plug hole. After you get it on top dead center, take off your rockers, that's easier. And so you force air into it, and if any air comes out, it's leaking. But a lot of air is coming out. Jacob over here had the idea of adding some soap to it to find the leaks. Because as you can see right now, that says moderate leak down, like 50%. A race motor should be over there to like 5 to 10. And I was like, oh man, that really sucks. You can see bubbling out of the valves, which is awesome. That intake valve is coming out of the exhaust valve as well. So those valves aren't sealing all the way. Who knows why? They might be burnt out. It might be something, but
it's definitely something.
It's something.
It's definitely.
And that was the very first. That cylinder one is the very first one we did. So awesome, cool. On cylinder number 3, which is even worse. Same thing, both ends. Well, that could be better. So the valves and the valve seats are not perfectly seated. So that means it's probably from being overheated.
Smells nuclear. What's the slight issue? It's a geyser!
Way too many times, or ran lean, or it's because we beat the crap out of it last year. But anyways, the engine is already going out to Don accelerated for a freshen up. Now we just have to get the heads freshened up as well. Not a big deal. Most of the car is already out. Only thing to do is to keep working. All right guys, we are ready to get this engine out, I think. I believe I have all the wires disconnected, all the mounts undone, all the hoses unhooked, and everything out of the way. I'm sure there's something that I'm missing, but we're gonna go ahead and try to get the engine and trans out at once. I gotta like set the camera somewhere because it's just me. I don't got cameraman Holly here today, so doing my best. Sorry if things are not great. Yeah, I did it. I don't need nobody. EOO, engine officially out.
My wife's gonna leave me!
We are separated, and we got a new trans coming. Made that decision too. QuickTime, bell housing, SFI rated, because the clutch ever like lets go. It won't go through a housing, through my feet. I'll end up like Lieutenant Dan.
Kiss my crippled ass.
We have our wonderful X clutch right here. It's a little dirty, a little burnt up because we beat the crap out of it. But we're also going to send that out as well. And we might change to a triple disc clutch. Something to just get these temps down. Let's tear that apart. That's our update that we have right now. Klaus is torn apart, doing good. We got new heads coming from the new transmission. We still got a few more weeks on that. The engine's just about done. Our buddy John Scroggs with Scroggs Fab is doing a whole new turbo kit for Klaus. We got all kinds of crazy things happening right now. We're actually gonna have his own little video. It might be the next video. Who knows? It's just shop's crazy. It's really hard to have time to do anything when you're a new business owner in a new busy shop. Right, Chris? You having fun? You like 16-hour days?
All day, every day.
But it's getting into the season, and we're like in a groove now to where there's going to be lots of builds happening, and you know, a lot of cool YouTube stuff coming on. And you know, check it out, like, comment, subscribe, do all that crap that we always do, and see you guys on the next one.